I used to fantasize almost every single day about moving to Greece and about becoming the most confident person there because no one knew me. I would fantasize about living the most exciting, confident, like not scared of rejection lifestyle I could possibly think about. And then I realized one day that it was just a fantasy. So my friend, if you find yourself fantasizing about moving away or about living a completely different life than the one you are living right now, I have one of the best videos you have ever watched and will ever watch about what you're really looking for and about how you can obtain it pretty much right here, right now. So without further ado, I want to make one thing clear. Stay till the end of the video because the wisdoms, the gold nuggets that I'm going to drop in this video are only going to get better and better, and that's a promise. So without further ado, let's get into it with gold nugget number one, probably the most important thing for you to know about why you're doing what you're doing and why you're fantasizing a life that is not the one you currently have. And it's because you want to change how you see yourself. Ultimately, every single thing that you're fantasizing about, it's not just about the fantasy, it's about who you are within that fantasy. You are a strong person, you are a confident person, you are someone who's not scared of rejection. Like for me, and in no way am I implying that this is your fantasy, when I used to fantasize, I was in Greece or some tropical place in the Mediterranean or Bali, and I was fantasized about having the confidence to pursue the business I wanted to pursue at the time, and to go up to a bunch of girls and to ask for their number successfully. I was attractive, I was strong, I looked better, I was confident, I wasn't scared of rejection. That was who I was in that fantasy. That's who I was fantasizing about becoming. Everything else was just a byproduct. So ultimately what I was looking for was a change in how I saw myself. As are you. You are ultimately looking for to see yourself different. And that is fully within your power. Which brings us to gold nugget number two. Take responsibility. It is, I'm telling you from fucking years of experience, it is so easy to blame other people for where you're at in your life. And it may be right. It may be their fault that you are where you are. Like, not everything is your creation. Like Layla Hormozi has this beautiful quote that it may not be your fault, but it is your problem now. And so it may not be entirely your fault that you are where you are or that some life situation you're experiencing. It is your problem now. And the only way that is going to change, the only way you're going to create the life you've been fantasizing about, like the only way, I cannot emphasize this enough, and the reason why I want to is because I avoided this for fucking years, is for you to take responsibility for every single thing in your life. Like you can't take responsibility for others' actions, but you can for yourself, your actions, every decision you take from here on out. Like, let's give ourselves grace for the past. Every moment that led up to this moment, give yourself grace. I'll give myself grace. We can give ourselves grace together, okay? From here on out, and we always should, by the way, gentle grace. From here on out, every decision you make is your responsibility. Therefore, whether or not you create the life you've been fantasizing about is your responsibility, and you need to understand that. And that ultimately brings us to gold nugget number three. Now, I want to reiterate number one and number two so you understand why number three matters so much. Number one, you're ultimately looking for a change in how you see yourself. Number two, it is your responsibility to create the life that you've been fantasizing about. And more importantly than that, change how you see yourself. Like if you change how you see yourself, creating the life you've been dreaming about is going to be so much easier because almost every decision you make is based on how you see yourself. All right, so you got number one, you got number two, you got number three. Here it is. You need self-acceptance, especially for guys. This concept feels so hard to actually understand and nevertheless to implement. So I'm going to boil it down to one simple thing here. One key application for you to do today. Accept that there are certain parts of your life, yourself, your confidence, your emotions, your mindset, your thoughts, your habits, your addictions, everything. Accept that you don't like those. Accept that in some way or another, you don't like yourself for having those. And then when you clear those thoughts out, clear those feelings out, they're called meta thoughts, meta feelings, like your thoughts about your thoughts, your feelings about your feelings. Like, for example, getting angry about getting angry. So those are meta thoughts and meta emotions. Once you clear those out, your thoughts, your resistance to accepting things you don't like, you can begin to accept them. So once you accept the things that you don't want to accept, essentially you're accepting what you don't want to accept. Or, excuse me, that's wrong. You're accepting that you don't want to accept certain things about yourself in your life. Once you accept that, you can actually accept what you don't like and begin to put love on it and raise it. And this is probably the most important line I will say in the entire video. So as I promised you earlier, if you have stuck with me until the end, this is literally the most important part. The most important line, I'm about to forget it, so I'm gonna get right into it. The most important line in the entire video. Only the things that you put love on can change. And so if you want to change a part of your life, there we go, I remembered it. So that was not the most important line. This is about to be. Only the things that you put love on can change. And so the greatest blessings in your life are the things that you wish weren't in it. Because if you can use the things that you wish weren't in it, and you can put love on them, you will actually see that those are the things that are going to create the life that you're fantasizing about. I'll give you an example because I know it sounds a little unpractical. I'll give my own specific, very vulnerable example. In the past, I told you earlier about how one of my fantasies was about being able to approach girls, not being scared of rejection, being in Greece. In the past, I had a relationship with an ex-girlfriend, and it was a very toxic relationship. She had her own patterns, I had my own. I'm not going to blame it on her. It was both of our fault. And so anyways, I inherited a lot of trauma. I created a lot of trauma for myself. And so one of the things I would fantasize about was essentially never being rejected. And the way that this would show up was being avoidant and being in my head and not being in reality. And when I learned that I was actually avoiding my emotions, like, and fantasizing about living an easy life, I realized that what I needed to accept was hard emotions. And that my hard emotions were actually the way, and addressing, more importantly, addressing my hard emotions. And to be actually way more specific, addressing the fact that I learned to be a liar from that relationship. I literally learned to lie from that relationship and to hide things. Addressing my deep desire to hide things, my deep desire to lie consistently, like pathologically lying about the small shit. Not even just the big stuff, the small shit. When I addressed that, I realized that one of the greatest opportunities I had was to tell the truth and to be a great communicator. And I like to think I've done a pretty damn good job doing it, and I always know I can be doing a little bit better. So my friend, the things that you want to change in your life the most, like the opposite of your fantasy. There's a reason why you're fantasizing, of course. Like, there's parts of your life you don't like, that you wish weren't there. Those parts of your life that you don't like are actually the fucking biggest, by a mile, biggest blessing for you right here, right now. So my last piece of encouragement for you is to, and I've done this, so I'm speaking from experience here, and I know you can feel that. Make a list of everything in your life you don't like. The thoughts you think, the habits you have, the addictions you fucking face, the people even. And sometimes it's like actually the people and you gotta cut them off, and sometimes it's your just perception on them. Make a list of everything. Begin to accept it slowly by slowly. And part of acceptance is also realizing it's your responsibility and you can do things about it. Begin to accept it, and you'll see that those people, those habits, those addictions, those thoughts, those feelings, biggest blessing you'll ever have. Maybe not ever, but you currently have. All right? And by the way, if you want help with this, if you want help accepting yourself, if you want help creating the life you've been fantasizing about, more importantly, becoming the person you've been fantasizing about, and learning self-acceptance as well, We have a free community to help you go from people pleaser to leader and creating the dream life we've always had. The link is in the description. That is it for today's video, my friend. It is a scorching 100-degree day out here in Boston, Massachusetts. We are right next to the Boston Public Library recording this sitting down. As always, I love you. I appreciate you. I'm so fucking rooting for you, and I wholeheartedly believe in you, your abilities, and your capacity. I love you. Have an amazing, amazing, amazing rest of your day, my friend. And most importantly, continue to be unexpected. Surprise yourself.